What's happening, folks? So coming to you here from our mobile studio here at the hotel for this edition of the podcast here, special All American Kayak Series edition here. We are here in Northeast Texas at Lake O' the Pines. We've been here for about a week now, roughly. And man, it's the weather has given us just about everything to look at. The lake has been really good as far as fishing goes. The conditions, however, are about to get flipped on their head. We've got some really strong storms coming in today that aren't supposed to be here for a long time, but I think long enough to really flip some stuff on its head. And we'll get into it a little bit more in the recap when we're done, what I mean by that, obviously. But I wish I could say I was sitting here feeling super confident myself personally about what's going to take place tomorrow and Saturday, but that's just not the case. I'd be lying. So, this is going to be one of those things that we're going to do what we can do, and we'll go from there. But back to the podcast itself, less about us, more about you guys out there, man. If this Lake of the Pines All American Kayak Series event is phenomenal. I think last time I checked with some of the tournament directors, it looks like we're going to be closing in around 50 anglers for this. So not a huge field in regards to other national trails, but still a really good field. The 50 anglers that are going to be fishing this thing, man, are representing from Minnesota, Colorado, Michigan, Texas, Missouri, Iowa. I mean, it's all over the place. So we got anglers coming in to fish this deal, man. So it's going to be awesome. These are some great people, and these events are always something we look forward to. So we'll have to see what this weather's going to do for the competitors out there. Like I said, we got some storms and then a cold snap that's about to hit us, and that's the wind direction is going to be coming from a direction that it has not been coming from for quite some time. So that's going to change up some things in the kayak game. The winds could be 10, 12 to 15 sustained. That's going to change up some stuff for some guys up there. So we'll just have to see how all this plays out at the end of the day. And you would think that being that this body of water is as big as it is, that there'd be a ton of room. But those of us that are fishing it, that understand, that know that really, if you're going to have a shot, there's a couple sections of this lake that you're going to have to be in. Otherwise, it is some slim pickings out there being pre-spawn and trying to catch them on the stage, and just the way this lake sets up right now. There's a couple little things that we've learned over the course of this last week that I feel pretty confident in. So it'll be interesting to see how all this pans out. But we will be going live or as close to live as we can with our connections out there, with internet and cell service being what it is. We'll be as close to live as we can be from the awards ceremony. We'll be trying to put that stuff up, and then of course we'll have a recap on the drive home that following Sunday. We'll put something together there, and yeah, man, we'll just try to get some good content through the whole thing. And your boy here is going to go out there and see if we can at least put up a fight and have a good show. By the end of this thing. It's going to be, I don't want to say hero or zero. It really shouldn't be that, but it's we'll either be in the hunt, or we're going to just be here to, catch a few fish and make some, some good marks for our points for AOI. Nevertheless, go to TourneyX, go to the All American Kayak Series at TourneyX, and you can follow along live on Friday and Saturday. It looks like right now that we're going to launch around 6:30. Our lines in will begin at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If that changes, we'll post it up here in the comment section of this video that goes up through Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. We'll let you know if that changes, but roughly 7 Central is when TourneyX will be going live for us, and we'll have all of you can watch literally as the fish get submitted there, and you'll see the live leaderboard as it goes. Lines out happen at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That'll be lines out, and the final submissions will be accepted up until 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So after 4 p.m., the results are in. Day 1, you'll be able to see the results. Those will stay up there. Day 2, things go black. I don't know if it's 15 or 30 minutes before the end, something like that. They do a blackout on the standings there just to kind of get the last submissions in so we can see. But either way, Saturday by 4 or a little after that, we'll have Central Standard Time. We'll have the results will be completely in, and we'll see how it goes. And like I said, we'll be coming to you live, or as close as we can to live, from the awards ceremony there for the All American. So on this small edition here, like I said, we've got the All American stuff taking place here, but I also wanted to share, just in normal fashion, the True Patriot Outfitters. We set out on this long trip. It's been a long time since we've done anything like this whatsoever, and so in this new stage of my life, this has been, and I know comparatively speaking to other jobs, this and that, people are going to wonk at, I used to do this. I don't care. My point that I'm getting at is being on the road for 3+ weeks has definitely been trying. I love my family dearly, and I love being home with them. I count on my wife to be a calming factor in my head, and so being gone this long and only having telephone, support through there has certainly, created a few challenges here and there that we've been facing with. But having said that, this trip, dude, story time here with Gene, because you couldn't write this stuff any goofier. And while one of these is extremely embarrassing, I'm still going to share it just to, because I got nothing to hide. I'll share, the ignorant, dumbass moves that I've pulled on the road here. But we start this trip off, right? And we're heading to Guntersville, Alabama for the Bassmaster National Kayak Series event there. On the way there, the check engine light pops on the truck. I stopped by a little place in, I want to say I was in Kansas. Stopped by a little Napa Auto Parts store there. Dude squared me away. Come to find out it's probably O2 sensor. Figured, but the reading he was getting is probably just, some rough gas that we've been running through it. And so we added some fuel additive. For the next couple tanks, put that heavy, that high octane stuff in the truck, and sure as heck, man, it cured the issue. It got rid of it. We were good to go. So we had the check engine light popping on. We get down to Guntersville there, and just did not get, just never felt like we were in the moment. When we were there, it's a little bit different. Not sure what was taking place there, but felt like I was always a day behind on my decisions a little bit. And I don't know if it's just rust or first event of the year, or I'm just dumb. Don't know, dude. Anyway, just didn't go super great, but nevertheless, it was still a bucket list. We still had a great time. We left Guntersville. We went to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, which is the headquarters, that area, Tuscumbia, Muscle Shoals, that area, for the Romans Warrior Foundation. Had a chance to take out our founder of the Romans Warrior Foundation. He and his wife, we got out kayak fishing. Brian is a combat veteran, United States Marine. And something that had kind of dawned on me is, as we're doing this stuff for everybody else out there, the one thing that I kept forgetting is that Mr. Romans is pretty much the poster child for why we got involved in this. These people that continue to dedicate their lives to serving others every day. Like I said, the amount of sacrifice that man has and his family have given his country and his local communities is almost unmeasurable. So it was absolutely my honor to get out fishing with them. So we went to Pickwick Lake. He and his wife, we got some pictures. We put that up on the RWF Field Ops socials there, and had a great time. It was so cool to see the Unlimited, New Canoe Unlimited in action out there with somebody who had not been in a fishing kayak like that before, and just see the ease of use. I got some video and some pictures of he and his wife cruising upstream through this creek channel. He's got his arms up in the air, man, just sitting back in that New Canoe seat and just enjoying life, letting that EPS motor taking him on up the creek there and just cruising. It was awesome to see. The fishing was very, very stingy. We were in the wrong place for Pickwick at the time there. That was on me. I didn't do my homework well enough on Pickwick there to get on, but wiper bass was basically all that came to visit us there, and kind of figured it out towards the end of our day there as we went out towards the main lake and realized they were kind of pushing that way, or they hadn't come back in the creeks yet. But the water was very high and Pickwick was moving. The Tennessee River was flowing, so we wanted to make sure that we weren't putting anybody in some heavy flow stuff, that didn't have a ton of kayaking experience there. It's just the last thing we want to do. So safety before anything. We still had a great time. It was awesome. We got some good pictures and got that stuff up there. We've got more events like that coming up April 8th. We're taking out I believe, if memory serves, and I apologize if not, but I believe he's a Navy vet. We're going to be taking him out in Colorado through the True Patriot Outfitters. That's our first event set up there, and we've got a few more that we're booking right now. We have tons of openings, and so if first responder, veteran, you want to get out kayak fishing, man, let's go. Let's do this in Colorado. If you know of some stuff across the country there, talk to me. We'll work out our schedule. We'll see where we're going to be, when we're going to be, and see if we can put something together through the Romans Warrior Foundation, the field ops. We're down for that too. So anyway, we did that event there. But on our way from Guntersville to Muscle Shoals, where we stayed, here comes the dope move. I stop about 25 to 30 minutes away from my destination before I get to the hotel. I stop at this gas station. And at the gas station, I get some ice for my cooler and a few things just to make sure I've got my, my stuff cooled down and everything's going to be good. So I throw some ice. Well, as I do, I set my stuff down around the place. I close the truck up. I get in the truck and I take off. So I'm beating tail down the highway, and I get to the hotel, and I go to get out of the truck and grab my phone and stuff, and I'm looking for my wallet. Couldn't find my wallet. I tear my truck apart. Wallet's not in there, and all of a sudden I get this flash in my head of me setting my wallet on my step side on my running board as I was putting the ice in, and I have no memory of picking it back up. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. No possible way. Now, keep in mind, folks, I'm a couple thousand miles away from home here, 1,500 miles from home at this point, and I have no cash on me. Well, I had $7 in cash. Those are all my cards, my driver's license, my fishing license, everything is there. And I have a couple things on the phone digitally, but didn't have anything. So, dude, I get back in the truck, haul tail back up the highway, another 30 minutes, almost 30 miles, and check with the gas station, see if anybody had turned something in. No one had turned anything in. I then start retracing my tracks, and I would drive about 25, 30 yards, get out, walk the highway. I did this for, I don't know, half a mile, 3/4 mile, and I'm figuring there's no possible way that wallet could have stayed on my truck, on that while I'm doing 65, 70 mile an hour down the highway. There's no way. It would have blown off. So I look. I spent about an hour looking through the highway there. Could find nothing. Get in the truck, start driving home, or driving back to the motel, hoping that my reservations and that the guy's willing, with my name on the side of my truck, and a few other items that I had, with my name on it, hopefully they would accept that as opposed to an ID, to at least get me checked in. I call my wife. She starts, damage control with me, and we start, prepping for the worst case that I've lost everything. I talked to Brian Romans. Explained to him, what's happened there. Told him I'm not quite sure how this is going to affect me being able, on Tuesday to be able to, do our event. If I don't have a license with me and an ID, I'm not quite sure, how I can do that. Maybe I can get a hold of a digital copy of my fishing license or whatever, but you got to have some sort of ID when you're out there. So at any rate, trying to get this all figured out. Well, Brian, being the tenacious Marine that he is, Gets the information and happens to tell me that it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from his house, that gas station. And I'm like, oh my God. He, his wife, and their little boy get in their truck. He puts his safety vest on. As you see, this family is volunteer firefighters as well. Not only are they combat veteran, Gold Star family here, but not Gold Star, but the not only are they that, but they're also volunteer firefighters in their local community. He gets a flashlight out, gets his safety vest on. His beautiful wife Shannon behind him in the truck with headlights, and he's got his flashlight out, and he starts scouring the section of highway that I did, and goes a little bit past, like an eighth of a mile past where I had gone, and finds my wallet. He gathers what was scattered around there. We only had one casualty, one missing credit card in that whole thing. Everything else was pretty much in there of any measurable importance. He then drives to the hotel and brings it to me. And dude, I'm telling you, I was beside myself. I couldn't. I mean, my guardian angel is a United States Marine, and its name is Brian Romans, and the guardian angels, with him are Shannon, and it was just amazing that they were able to find this. And of course, I had gone up to like the point of a bridge is where I had gone to. He had gone to the bridge and just past the bridge, and literally just past the bridge is where they found this wallet. So I was very close, but I had just kind of accepted the fact that maybe this thing fell off by the gas station and someone picked it up and is thinking they found the gold mine. So at any rate, I get this wallet back, dude. Okay, cool. Hang out in Muscle Shoals. We do our stuff there. We have get things done. Everything's good to go. Get on the road over here to Texas. Make the drive across. Get through some just horrid traffic through Little Rock, Arkansas, and some of those areas. Literally sat still on the highway for like 45 minutes. Some of the hardest roads I've ever driven on through here. I thought Colorado roads were bad, which they are, but dude, there is some rough highways in this neck of the woods. I will say that. And just, tearing into things. So I get into town here, get an interview done for the podcast, which was phenomenal. Brian Vickery, got a chance to meet him. Great dude. Great fishing service. Look him up, Brian Vickery Fishing. If you're coming to Lake of the Pines and you want to get on some bass, that's the dude you get a hold of. He'll put you on fish. Get that all done. And on the way back, I am looking at my brand new set of tires that now have just over, roughly 2,500 miles on them. And dude, they're worn down, like to the point where I don't think I'm going to make it back on this trailer without shredding a tire. And I'm like, I just don't know what else to do. This trailer just eats tires up, man, and it has the best we can put together. A couple guys at a shop here down here in Texas kind of come up with this. Chances are what's happening is that thing is bouncing so much because it's used to having two jet skis on it with more weight holding it down. Now with that air pressure in there and everything, it just with such little light weight that's in there, it just bounces, and that just causes that tire to slide back and forth and create extra wear and tear is what we're guessing. So we got to get a new set of Snuggies if we want to make it back to Colorado. So we do. We get a new set of tires. In the process, getting these tires squared away. Got some business things going on in the head because keep in mind we're trying to run this nonprofit. We're trying to make sure that we can be sustainable and that doing the tournament fishing doesn't hurt but only helps our cause. That's what we want to make sure of. And so we're trying to piece some of this together. Well, dig this. Hooking the trailer up one morning, head off to a ramp. Got to pay $5 to launch at this ramp. I'm thinking it's worth it. I like the location. I like pay to play. I'm okay with that for $5. That could be worth it. So I go to pay. Where's my wallet? Rinse and repeat, y'all. Within a week's time, I tear the truck apart, nowhere to be found. Then I get a flash in the side of my head when I was hooking the truck up, or the trailer up that morning. Set my wallet and my phone and everything on that back bumper. Hooked the trailer, I grabbed my keys, grabbed my phone, got in the truck, did not remember grabbing my wallet. So I fly all the way back. Keep in mind, this is the same day that I'm supposed to leave the hotel and go hang out and check into an Airbnb with a bunch of other guys that are fishing this event. Get back to the hotel. Check with the front desk. Start retracing my steps right outside the hotel parking lot. And in the grass, I start seeing items that belong in my wallet. By the time I got done piecing everything together, there's only one card that I could not find. Everything else, once again, found. Difference is, this stuff is thrashed because this highway by our hotel is very busy. And our credit cards and everything was just demolished. Dude, my wallet is pancaked and waffled and all torn up. And I just had a handful of credit card chips and everything, save one. It's one I don't use. I haven't used in a long time. It's a debit card to an account that's at a credit union. Didn't keep a whole lot of money in that one. That's the only card that was salvageable. But I did find my Social Security card. I found my driver's license, all those things. Bunch of HSA cards, but kind of pointless. But yeah, man, 2 times in the same trip, week and a half, clearly my mind is just not 100%, because normally if you're with me on one of these trips, I am very, very meticulous about my organization on what I do, when I do it, how I do it. I get myself in a solid routine. Somewhere in this trip of being out on the road this long, I have lost that. I'm not sure if it's because my mind's on too many different things at one time. I don't know. I knew this was going to be a challenge, right? To run the podcast, to be doing some things like that while we're out here trying to compete. But I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm just getting old and dumb. I mean, that's highly, highly possible here. But at any rate, once again, my beautiful wife steps in and saves the day. She transfers some money out of our personal account over to this other account for me so that I have enough money to eat and get gas in the pickup and get my butt home. But I can tell you this. Normally 14, 15 hours in one day is a little bit heavy, but we're making it happen on Sunday. When we get on the road, we are not stopping until we get to, other than gas and bathroom breaks. We are ending that drive in Colorado at our home because I've had enough of the road at this point. So, yeah, dude, it's been an eventful maneuver to say the least. And like I said, a few other business things going on that we're keeping our brain just enough distraction, man, from the fishing piece. And that's kind of what I was alluding to in the beginning, is that I'm not quite sure. I've got to figure something out, right? If we're going to compete against these hammers, because these guys are next level, anglers out here that we're facing, and I'm just not interested in, just showing up to show up. That's just not what we're here to do. I enjoy the social aspect, but that is not why I go on the road. Is to socialize. That I'm just going to be honest. That's just a perk, the way I look at it. Now, early on, yes, being the social aspect of fishing and hanging out with the guys and everybody and kind of going over stuff, that was very cool, and I looked forward to it. Now, I can take it or leave it. I don't. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to compete, man. I'm here to win this thing. I'm here to put my skills to the test and take these guys that I highly respect. I want to take their money, dude. I mean, that's the whole point, because I know that the better we do, the more awareness we can raise to the True Patriot Outfitters, Romans Warrior Foundation, the All American Kayak Series. We bring that stuff up with us as we go, man, and that's that's what we're here to do this. And there, not for nothing, there is a ton of time, energy, and money that is put into this to make this all happen, and very little coming back. And so, any of the nonprofit work that we do, there's no salaries being collected, from the nonprofit. That's any funds that go to the nonprofit are there to cover the expenses of the nonprofit. What we do out here is on me to work with sponsors or work with winnings and so forth that we pick up. So we got to figure that stuff out. And so those things have been in there, and I don't know, maybe that's what's created me, like I said, feeling like I'm a day behind on my decision making with some of these places. But you know what, Lake of the Pines. I'm making a gamble. I believe what I'm doing is the right thing. I feel it in my heart where I'm deciding to go. It's going to break from maybe some of the norm, but I believe that it's going to pay off, especially with what's coming in later today and tomorrow. So we'll see if we're guessing on that right or not. But either way, like I said before, All American Kayak Series, TourneyX. Go to Tourney and then the letter X. Look up the All American Kayak Series. You'll see the Lake of the Pines event. You can follow along there tomorrow, 7 to 3 Central Standard Time. You'll see it going through there up till 4 p.m. submissions the first day, and I think the second day as well. But then hopefully we'll be as live as possible for the awards ceremony, that we'll be able to put that together, and we'll get that in. Big shout outs to the Romans Warrior Foundation Stop 22 Tour. For a lot of the work they've been doing here recently, really picking up some stuff. That Tyler J benefit in February was phenomenal. Did some great stuff there. A lot of good networking there came together, and getting Tyler, the needed brotherly support that was out there. And the work they've been doing. We got a really cool schedule set up with the Romans Warrior Foundation with the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. That's going to be coming around the country quite a bit. We're booking more dates for that every time we turn around. Huge shout out to the All American Kayak Series for giving us this platform to work with them, try to bring information on these events. We're not going to be at every event, but we're going to do our very best to try to cover every event that is going on out there, even if it is from remote. We'll do our best to bring you information about those places. This Northeast Texas water, man, it's skinny water to some deeper water. The fish are big. A couple of the fish that we got, they nearly tried to rip the fishing pole out of my hands. It's pre-spawn, so they're looking for a place to get up, set and spawn as this water temperature comes up. This cold snap's gonna mess with them a little bit there, and this rain is gonna cool that water down. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, the fish are big. This is a very healthy fishery. Very exciting to see. And bucket list item, man, to finally get a chance to get here to Texas and do some bass fishing. That's been on our list for some time. Another big shout out to Josh Deal, Real Deal Fishing. He is starting his season off on the heavy scene there, on the national scene, starting off really strong. That's awesome to see. Got a 4th place finish at Gunnersville. That was my roommate. Josh is a veteran himself and does a lot of work with socks and cookies. As a nonprofit, and then of course he's stepping in and obviously helping us with awareness on the field op side, and just spreading the word where he can, with that as well. So that's a huge deal, and it's awesome to see him getting rolling. Huge shout out to the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club. They're announcing all kinds of sponsors, giving away kayaks and I think rental homes and just about everything else. Their sponsors are stepping up. I was very, very pleased to see Amped Outdoors, who is a company that we are with, has stepped up big time and started sponsoring the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club. That was phenomenal to see. Some of our team, going in there and doing that stuff with the local scene. So that's super cool. I know those folks are going to be loving Amped Outdoors. And the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters, we're getting ready to set up our first event. That'll be going. We'll be trying to cover as much of those guys as we can also. And then, of course, just we wouldn't be out here doing this without our amazing sponsors, Blackfish and All Terrain. This weather has been cold. cold for anywhere. I mean, like starting days, in the high 30s, low 40s. You get out there, and then if it starts raining with that 30s and 40s temperature starts to chill down. My storm skin has been phenomenal with Blackfish. My rain gear with Blackfish has been phenomenal, keeping me warm, keeping me dry. It couldn't say anything better. All-terrain, hopefully I'll show you what all-terrain jigs can do, and put them to work here, because we got a few things lined up that we're thinking these our swim jigs and our couple of our normal just AT jigs are going to be going to work. And then of course vicious fishing. I got to tell you, man, it's a frustrating thing to happen, but it's just a testament to this stuff. The fluorocarbon line. One of the mid-ranges is called the Pro Elite, and I run that for my 17-pound flipping. I use 17-pound fluorocarbon for flipping into the brush and these cypress stumps. And dude, I've gotten snagged up a few times in there, and I'm telling you, I can pull my kayak around with this stuff. One strand of it. I mean, I would use this as tow rope at this point. This stuff is super abrasion resistant, super strong. And it doesn't bind up. It still, after doing all that and, cleaning it up a little bit, it still pitches and flips, phenomenal out there. Can't say enough good about Vicious Fishing, the fishing line. And they have been, pay attention to their stuff. They're releasing some new crankbaits out there that could be pretty interesting to see that's out there. So, Amped Outdoors, Blackfish, Vicious. Man, these guys have been making it possible for us to do what we're doing out here, and we're super, super stoked. And, of course, New Canoe, Blake Young, the entire team New. These guys, what an amazing family. Proud to be a part of this team. Proud to be a part of the company, and to have the teammates that I have around the country. Man, Team New Canoe is a rare group of individuals, and they are phenomenal people through and through. And those Unlimiteds are just, dude, they sing. They're just beautiful, beautiful craft out there. On the water, big water, skinny water, doesn't matter. Versatile, mobile, agile, and hostile. Man, that's the New Canoe Unlimited, and we're loving life as we're working on that. So, all right, folks, we're going to wrap this thing up. So I cannot thank you enough for all the follows, likes, subscribes, all those good things. Please keep that up. Please share that with your friends to do the same thing. Feel free to share this video, share our link to our channels anywhere and everywhere you can. That does a long way to really help those people that make this possible, which are our sponsors. So it is your way of supporting the mission that we're on and things that we're trying to do. It doesn't take much of your time just to simply go hit the subscribe, hit a follow, hit a like, hit a share it to your page, and just, hey, this is somebody that's out doing some, kind of work that we appreciate. Give it a like, give it a follow. Something that simple is a big deal for us, and so we thank you guys that continue to do that for us and help us spread the word on this. So keep an eye out at True Patriot Outfitters, at All American Kayak Series. We're going to be coming, hopefully, we might have an update, a semi-live update on Saturday night to see how things went on day one. Maybe just a video, a vlog of some kind instead of a podcast drop. But we're going to be putting this up as a podcast just to make sure we keep our content flowing out there. So thank you guys so very much. Follow along, TourneyX, All American Kayak Series. Tight lines, y'all, and be safe.